3, 6, 9, 10, 13. There's 13 cards here that I could draw, and that's why the reason why this deck's really strong. So it's not even hard of the cards. I will draw, like probability says I will. GG. And this is why we run the going second cards. And this is why I like the Kaiju over the Nibiru. I probably should have done the Stone of Legends play first. But I'm not here to play well. I'm here to play as poorly as possible. Why can't I activate this? You can't use both of the effects on the same turn. Oh my god, I should concede. Why am I playing like this? I promise I'm not that bad. And if I had the anima, I would have ordered it. Okay, no, hold on. I need out. Hold on. Hello YouTube, and this is episode 2 of the Pimp My Deck series. This time we are going to be tackling toons, not only toons, but we are going to be delving into toons because of DotoDoya. Last time we covered Sirius's Arcana Knights video, link above if you're interested in seeing an Arcana Light deck list with the Egyptian gods nonetheless. But this time we are going into toons, and we are going all into toons with the full Pegasus theme. We are running the Relinquished, and we are running the Toon monsters. Super iconic parts of the show really early on, and a super fun list to do. Now, this is going to be a blinding second list, because Toons not only really desperately need that second card, but it allows them to run a lot of really powerful going second cards, and then there is some weird synergy in there, like Blackluster Soldier being able to summon off Gamma Seal because it is a level 8, but I'll save that for the deck list. If you have any requests for what you want to see, be sure to let me know. I've covered things from Arcana Knights to Legendary Fisherman, and I have the more serious videos on the channel too, teaching you how to play. But today is a Toon day, and we are going all in, and hopefully we're going to get some solid wins and some solid gameplay, and you can enjoy the best of my ability to make a Toon deck. Now, I will disclose, this is one of the weaker deck lists on the channel, and it's not because the deck list is bad. Toons are a very feast or famine strategy. They will either starve to death and not be able to find their copy of Toon Kingdom or protect it, or they will completely steamroll your opponent. They won't have an answer for your field spell, and they're just going to get annihilated because Toon monsters are really annoying to get rid of if you don't have an answer to them. So take that in mind when you're making this, because this is a for fun strategy, but this is the best version I can make for this kind of strategy, and it is a solid deck that got me some solid wins, as long as you don't play like a monkey, like you might have seen me do in the intro. Anyways, I'm gonna get into this deck list, timestamps down below if you care to see anything, and let's go. Alright, so getting into the deck list. Now, this is a blinding second list for toons, and I honestly believe that that is the strongest way to run this list, and I'll explain why as I go into the card by card. But starting off, we're going to be running 3 copies of Blackstone of Legend. Now, Blackstone of Legend is absolutely insane because it allows us to tutor out Red Eye's Toon Dragon, and it recycles itself if the Red Eye's Toon Dragon is sent to the graveyard. This will add itself back to your hand, but you cannot use it the same turn that you added it back to your hand, just a fair warning there. Then we run 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi's the best hand trap in the game, and since we are blinding second, this is one of the strongest tools from stopping our opponent from comboing. A lot of times when you drop a Maxi, it'll just completely stop your opponent, and they'll decide to not combo, and if they choose not to, we run so many powerful going second tools that they're gonna break their own board by giving you cards. Then we run the 1 copy of the Toon Harpy Lady. Now, Toon Harpy Lady is something you can choose to cut from this deck list, but it is searchable, and it is a form of back row removal, and you could sometimes utilize it to out floodgates, so I think it's worth running the Toon Harpy Lady in this list. Then we run the 1 copy of Toon Cyber Dragon. Not only can this special summon itself but from the hand if your opponent controls a monster, and is another powerful going second tool, but also it synergizes with our extra deck choices that I'll cover later, and lets us break boards again even easier. Every card in this list has some sort of potential to breaking boards, and that's what makes a blinding second list for this Toon deck really crazy. Then we have Toon Red Eye's Dragon. This is tutorable from the egg. I would like to run this at 2, but the deck is honestly a little bit tight in space. This will just let you summon any Toon from your hand, and often you will find yourself drawing multiple copies of Toons because we run a lot of them. So it's a really nice way to get out of your hand. It's a very powerful Toon monster. Then we have the Toon Dark Magician. This is honestly probably one of the best cards in the deck. All you have to do is discard a card that says Toon on it, in its name, and it'll let you search basically any Toon card from your deck, which is absolutely insane for finding a specific monster that you may need to summon on the field, usually going to be Blackluster Soldier, or it'll let you search out the trap card, the counter trap that I'll cover later. Then we run 2 copies of Gameciel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Again, we're blinding second with this list, so being able to deal with those big boss monsters is a big point for this deck, and having the Kaijus lets you be able to stand a chance against decks like Drytron, because you could just Kaiju the Heralds, or you could Kaiju an Appaloosa. Then we run 3 copies of the Toon Blackluster Soldier. This is the best Toon monster in the deck, because since all Toons can attack directly, this is one of the only Toons that can attack the turn it is summoned, and outside of that, it's just a free banish, which is absolutely insane. It can banish face up or face down, and again, a card that's really powerful just because it has the name Toon on it, and Toons are inherently a bit weak. Then we have Toon Table of Contents back on the how bonkers Toons are because of their inherent weaknesses. This is a free search card that searches any card in your deck. This is ridiculous. It has to have Toon in the name, but it's still not a once per turn, and it'll just search any card in your deck. It won't search cards that say Toon only in the card text, if it doesn't say it in the name, but this card could just search Toon Bookmark, and then Toon Bookmark and search any card that mentions Toon at all. So this deck, again, the power level of this deck is so crazy. In a theory, it's just that the Toons themselves are so weak because of how reliant they are on that field spell. Then we have a copy of Terraforming. Again, we just need to find Toon Kingdom no matter what. If we don't see the card, we lose. We run 1 copy of Instant Fusion. This acts as a pseudo Called by the Grave on our turn. The only hand trap it doesn't play around is going to be the Maxi, but you're not summoning a lot with his deck anyway, so Maxi honestly isn't going to hit you very hard. And it'll let us do more extra deck plays again. Then we run 3 copies of the Pot of Extravagance. Pot of Extravagance is really good because your extra deck isn't super relevant. It won't come up all the time. It'll only come up sometimes. But that's why we run 3 copies of everything in our extra deck, just in case we need to go into it. But again, the cards are so important, and we just need to find that Toon Kingdom. 2 copies of Lightning Storm. This is the card I most wish I could run at 3. I would probably cut the Toon Harpy Lady for a 3rd Lightning Storm. The only issue is that the Lightning Storm does brick once you set up Toon Kingdom. But again, it's just so important that our strategy revolves around blinding second that you're gonna want to have that optional removal, and if you end up drawing it on a later turn, if you're already set up and your Toon Kingdom's still up, you're probably not going to care that this is a dead card in hand. Then we run 3 copies of the Toon Bookmark. Again, this searches any card in the deck basically that says Toon. It's absolutely insane. It also protects your Toon Kingdom from destruction effects, but it is a hard once per turn, unlike the Toon Table of Contents, but again, a free searcher, absolutely bonkers. 2 copies of the Comic Hand. This is Snatch Steal for the archetype, which is still banned. This card's absolutely ridiculous. We blind second so we can run 2 copies of this card, because this card is absolutely insane. Just that if you run a going first list, this card's never going to do anything. If you're blinding second, this card is going to come up a lot. This card's ridiculously strong. Then we run 3 copies of Toon Kingdoms, the Soul and Blood of the deck. It protects your Toon monsters. Toon Bookmark protects it. If you set up Toon Kingdom and your opponent doesn't have a way to deal with it, then you're good. But the issue is that it is very vulnerable to banishing. Then we run the 3 copies of Toon Page Flip. This is a random summon, and one of the few random effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! But again, it's just a free summon from your deck, and you're almost always targeting Blackluster Soldier, Dark Magician, and Toon Red Eyes off it, and you're happy with whichever one you get, honestly. And then 1 copy of the Counter Trap. This is very important because it allows your deck to fight against a lot of powerful cards. Not only is it searchable through the contents of Bookmark, but also Dark Magician can search it. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to protect your board. You already have monster protection through Toon Kingdom. This just allows you to protect your field spell in case you already use up the Bookmark. Typically, you don't want to shotgun this. If you're against a rogue deck, you could flip it as soon as they normal summon for the destroy and negate, but typically you want to save this for when they decide to access code you or hit you with something like a Shureg and try to banish your Toon Kingdom. That's when you hit them with the Toon Terror, and typically those decks are only going to be able to set up 1 monster to deal with it a turn, so if you set this up, you're sitting extremely comfortably. Going on to the extra deck, we run 3 copies of the Thousand Eye Restrict. This is the worst card in the extra deck, but sometimes sometimes you instant fusion into it if your your opponent doesn't have any hand traps in hand, and it just allows you to eat a monster for free, and then we're going to eat a second monster for free using the Relinquished Anima in the deck, because you can just link this over the Thousand Eyes Restrict if your opponent chooses to position poorly. Then we have the Millennium Eyes Restrict. This is typically the instant fusion target. It allows you to stop a hand trap that your opponent uses by activating its quick effect, because hand traps go to the graveyard when they activate their effect. So really strong. And then again, you could link it off into your Relinquished Anima if your opponent positions poorly. Then we have the Chimera Tech Fortress and Mega Fleet. These synergize with the Toon Cyber Dragon. It's the reason we run one. You can choose to run two of the Toon Cyber Dragons, but the Mega Fleet is basically gonna let you remove any extra monster your opponent places in the extra zone for free. So if they set up an Appaloosa, you just summon Toon Cyber Dragon from hand. It's an inherent summon, so they can't negate it. And then you just contact fusion it off into Chimera Mega Fleet. And again, there's nothing to link away. There's nothing to negate here. Also, if your opponent's playing Strikers and you do this play, they don't get Ray back from the graveyard, because this doesn't count as the monster being removed correctly, so it's really, really insanely powerful. The Fortress Dragons is cheaper, but it only hits machine monsters. Then we run, again, the Relinquished Anima, just gives us something to link off our Thousand Eyes Restrict. The fusion deck, the extra deck doesn't come up often, but when it does, it's extremely powerful. So that's why this list, it's completely, entirely focused around going second and having these going second strategies. And I think that this is the best way to build Toons. I think going first Toons is very weak. Going second Toons, again, isn't a power deck, but it is a very fun deck, and it also happens to stay inside the Pegasus theme, which is just a nice little coincidence. But going second, you have a lot more opportunity to really shut your opponent down. Anyways, let's get into some gameplay and see how it goes. Alright, losing the coin flip, but again, when you lose the coin flip, your opponent's gonna make you go second, so I really... they're doing me a favor, I guess? So we have the comic hand, again, whatever they end up setting up is gonna be ours. Oh, generators, what the hell? I don't know how to play against this deck. I don't know how to play against generators. I've never read a generator card in my hand. And they hard open the boss stage? I mean, I guess I hard open the Toon Kingdom, so I'm not complaining. Please, opponent, play fast for once in my life. I'm gonna cut out this and I'll talk when... yeah. Did I just get boss staged into Lonefire Blossom? Is this plant generators? Excuse me. What? I've never seen plant generators. Are you playing... what? Generators aren't even plants. Are you just running this for fun? I have so many questions. I'm confused. I'm playing Toons. I don't have a... just make a boss monster. I want to snatch steal something. Please don't end on like some garbage. It's Arrow Mages with boss stage instead of Aroma Garden. Okay, or end on a shore. I mean, why not, right? Yeah, boss stage. Ugh, boss stage is such an annoying card. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and Dark Magician here into steal. Oh, we're gonna steal that. Never mind. I really need to read boss stage. Let's see. You can make your opponents. Okay, we're gonna be taking that, and then we're gonna be banishing the boss stage. Okay, so he gets one negate. I'm pretty sure my opponent's going to get hard baited into it. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. Honestly, I could comic hand both of their monsters. That might be kind of disgusting. I think that's honestly the line. I could set up the counter trap here too, but... okay, they're just going to negate this. Okay, take the bait. Sure. I'm 100% okay with this. The Toon Dark Magician is going to be able to search for... oh, you going to negate this for little me? I mean, if you insist... oh, woe is me. It would be a shame if I just hard drew the Toon Kingdom. Right, don't mind me. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this right here. I feel like that should be mine. Then we're gonna go ahead and Redstone of Legend right here. This is gonna bring us out a little red eye. Summoning them in defense. Toons cannot attack the turn they're summoned, so there's absolutely no harm in this. Dark Magician's also not going to be able to attack the turn it's summoned. Blackluster Soldier is the one exception. Alright, Dark Magician, as much as I would like the counter spell here, I really do need to deal with this. Oh, I could negate here? That's sick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Blackluster Soldier. I'm going to summon it in defense. defense position, because if I use the banish, he ain't going to be able to attack, and I really need to get rid of this boss stage, because boss stage is an extremely annoying card. So let's take that, and then it's our opponent's turn. So we have the Bookmark and Graveyard for protection. We have a Negate in case we really need it out of desperation. And we have Lethal on board. Oh, I could have attacked with the boss, actually. I didn't think about that. So that might have been smart. Predaplants, are you going to Verte me? Lo and behold. No, you're just going to tribute it to get a free one out. Okay. I feel like negating is correct here. And or spellcaster monsters. So you're a spellcaster. I think I'm okay with this resolving, as dumb as it would be to negate this, because if I negate this, I'm just in a really bad spot. Probably would have been worth it to negate, actually. Just play the long game. This is fine. I don't think my opponent has a way to, like, deal with my board, so I'd rather just have the lethal. Now, if I would have been smart and attacked last turn, then this wouldn't be a problem, would it? Alright, show me what you got. Give me your worst. They gonna think about it for, like, another 15 minutes, but we'll get there. I'm gonna fast forward. Okay, so it's Rika generators. I don't know if my opponent's just on some for real shit, or if this is like an actual deck that people play for fun, but I'm playing Toons. I can't complain. Go ahead. Rika's contribute my monsters, but there's nothing on my board that I explicitly care about. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this just because I don't really trust my opponent to not do me dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and tribute these two off. Again, I could have just stopped the Eros Mary Jasmine, and all of this would have been prevented, so that was really dumb on my part. Big mistakes, big mistakes. This could have been a really easy game. Yeah, huge mistake. I could have cut this off really early. Oh, Toons! Let's go! I'm probably going to squeeze in on game 2. And that is all you need to know about Toons. I tried making this video a little bit shorter because I realized that a lot of my videos are really long. So if you find out that you're not a huge fan of this and you prefer the longer videos with more gameplay, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to start shortening the length of my videos because I know I ramble for ages and ages and ages like I am doing right now. But thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video and don't subscribe, you will open the best going second hands, but you will never find a copy of Toon Kingdom to go with it. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is Rojas, signing out.